Hey, what is up, FBC Round Rock students? Tim Dar, student minister at your church, coming to you once again from home. You see I have these seasonings. This is going to be playing into what we're talking about today. So this is day 2 of our challenges, and we're going to be going through a book called Double Dog Dare. The next couple of weeks, written by a good friend of mine named Donovan Martin, who's a pastor out in West Texas. And so today's challenge is coming from Colossians chapter 4, verse 6. Get your Bibles out, read this now or later, but I highly encourage you to read it. It says this: "Let your conversation be always full of grace, seasoned with salt, so that you may know how to answer everyone." So here's the thing, like my friend Donovan, who wrote this book, I love steak. I love steak. I'm a carnivore. I would eat it every day of my life if I could, right? Like honestly, if I was at home and Jenny says we can have steak or anything else, guess what? I'm going to eat steak every time. I love it. I love it. I love it. And so my friend Donovan in his book talks about how there's this time when he was living in Alaska. He's a student pastor out there. And once a month, this group of guys would gather together and cook these large hunks of meat, these steaks, right? It didn't matter if it was below zero outside. They were firing up the grill and they were cooking these steaks. And they had it down to a science, right? To the amount of seasoning that they would put on it, when they would put it on it, and then grill these large hunks of meat, right? But there's this one time where one of the students forgot to bring the seasoning. And so they decided, you know, we're just going to cook these steaks anyway, it'll be fine. And so they cooked them, they ate them, and they realized just how bland they were. They were disappointed, they were frustrated at the guy who forgot them, but they were just plain bland, right? And so here's the thing. Our words are powerful. Transition, right? Our words are powerful. James talks about how our tongues are like fire, right? How our words can create chaos and get out of control and cause so much damage. He also talks about how our tongues are also like a rudder on a ship, and how it can lead, guide, and direct a large vessel. So here's the thing, we don't often think about it, but our words are powerful, right? And oftentimes, we probably have all been victim to unkind words, to words that have brought us down, that people try to use. And you know, whether that's name calling or talking about you behind your back, or sarcasm, which I'm the king at, right? But like all these things can really tear someone down. Oftentimes, like we don't think about how, like when we are sarcastic or when we say things sometimes just to get a laugh out of people, to get applause from these people, we don't think about how our comments, our witty comments, are going to hurt someone. How they are not, you know, you can't justify it to take a hit on another person. And I want you to think about this, all right? Think about the people that you love to hang out with. Why do you like to hang out with them? Chances are probably because, you know, they use their words to build you up. They use their words to bring about a positivity in your life, right? You know, whether, and that's not cheesy or being fake. Like, they use their words to make you feel special, to build you up. And so Hebrews chapter 3 verse 13 says, it reminds us to encourage one another so that sin will not have a chance to harden us, to harden our hearts. And so when we use our words to be encouraging, like, it helps us to be open and ready to respond to the love of God. And then it also allows us to live that love out in front of other people by using our words to build each other up. So here's my challenge for you today, my double dog dare, if you will, right? Whenever you have dinner tonight, whoever is cooking your meal, I want you to ask them to leave a portion of your meal without any salt, without any seasoning. So if you're having steak, boom, all right, ask your mom to cut off a sliver, or your dad to cut off a sliver, uncle, whoever it is, to grill that piece without any seasoning, all right? And then I want you to try to eat it. Take a bite and like, recognize how bland that is, and then start adding seasoning a little at a time to get it to where you actually would like it. And think about that process of how bland it was, and then how good it tasted whenever you started adding to it, right? And then the second thing that I want you to do is that I want you to make a resolution. I want you to be determined today to use your words to build each other up, whether that's on social media, with your parents, your brother and sister, or with your friends. Use your words to build each other up. Like, and if you have nothing nice to say at some point, like Bambi would say, if you've ever seen that old Disney cartoon, which It's on Disney Plus, I'm sure. But anyway, if you have nothing nice to say, don't say anything at all. Use your words to build each other up. All right, that is my heart. That is my prayer for you as you live out your calling to be faithful in your obedience to Jesus Christ. All right, students, blessings to you. If you have a story of how you did this, leave it in the comments. You can call, you can text me, you can email me. However, I would love to hear your stories of how you were able to live that out this week. Blessings. Love you guys.